episode 111. I'm here with Isaac and a special guest. Isaac, how you doing?
I'm good. Do we have to make a wish with that number? Is it all that 1111 business?
Just make a wish yourself. wish for your hip flexor, innit? You do that. Wish for your hip flexor.
Fair enough.
And without further ado, love to welcome Coach Rafaz. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. For those of you that don't know,
And if you don't know, where have you been?
exactly, it's true. If you love football, you love the insight to the game, you must have come across Rafa. He's a manager, a coach, and analyst. We came across him through his analysis on Instagram predominantly and TikTok, etc. Breaking down the game, as we always say on here. Well, I always say, Isaac, Key, and AJ like to pretend like they know what they're talking about. But as I always say, I'm just a fad, right? I'm just a fad who wants to know what the hell Arteta is doing. That's it, right? But there are people who actually know what they're talking about, who look at the game in the right way, and Rafa is one of those people. So thanks for coming on, bro. We're gonna talk a little bit about the analysis you do and how you got into this, what some of your aspirations are, sort of in the long term, and then I'm gonna be selfish and ask you some questions about my team, about what the hell Amarim's doing, what can we do about Odegaard, like. Can we get you Arteta's number so you can help him out?
Amarim.
Yeah?
Amarim.
Yeah.
Arteta.
No, I want to know what Amarim's doing because it might be the players. Is his tactics all right? Like,
Okay.
Yeah, see, we're trying to help our Man United people out.
Oh, okay.
Help them out.
Expand the fan base.
Yeah. Even Slot, he had the same players, but people say he changed some things. Again, what are those things?
Yeah.
And then, as usual, we'll run through the Premiership weekend. It's only week 2, but flipping hell, stuff's been going on. Graham Potter, if he's still going into West Ham's training ground this time next week, I don't know what's going on. Leeds, took a bit of a beating at Emirates. Jack Grealish has made a bit of a splash.
I love it.
Up in Liverpool. Manchester United have done another ball draw. So yeah, there's a few bits to talk about. And then, of course, we're recording this on Sunday. Newcastle versus Liverpool, which was always an eventful game anyway.
Always.
Right?
Yeah.
The old 4-3s,
etc.
etc.
Yeah.
It will be even more spicy, as Rafa put it off mic, because of a player that ain't even going to play. Someone who's not going to play, who might not end up at Liverpool.
Exactly.
And as you pointed out, Isaac, if we listen to the Liverpool executives, Ekitike was never stolen from them. They had already done the deal. So we'll see. But anyway, back to you, my bro. I mean, first things first, how did you get into sort of the analysis side of the game, coaching, etc.?
It was through accident.
Oh, yeah?
This was just 2 years ago. My friend started a Sunday team, and then he said, "Do you want to play?" I said, "I play Saturdays, but I'll happily coach it." And then in the first pre-season game that we had, he recorded my team talks, and I didn't know that he was recording. And then after the game, he sent it to me. He said, "Oh, you might want to post it and see what happens." So then that got me thinking, "Oh wait, I should record all my team talks." So then I posted a couple, and then it hit like 1 million views.
Wow.
Team talk in Sunday League.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, "Wait, what's going on?" My team talk's very basic, so it looks like the football community, their knowledge can do with just basic information.
Yeah.
Once I thought, okay, if that's working, then let me start breaking down games because people watch games and they might want to know. And then from there, everything just happened step by step.
So very organic.
Amazing.
Very
by accident, literally. It was never my intention. I was seriously playing. Coaching was never a thing for me, but we all know in life certain things happen where you least expect it.
I was about to say some of the best things happen by accident, right?
Yeah, and it happens to be the one that,
So that's how you kind of got into this, but taking it a step below that, where did you get your knowledge? Have you done any courses? Have you done any badges? Because again, the way you talk about the tactics of the game, etc., I'm not necessarily saying you need to do courses for that. You just love the game and understand the game a bit better than most of us. But have you done anything in that space?
I'll be honest, I grew up watching a lot of Barcelona with Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
And when I was playing at Barnet Academy, Wycombe Wanderers Academy growing up, and I was very obsessed with the little details. I think that's because I was good at maths at school. And I think there's a link there. I've thought about that a lot recently. And I would sit there with my dad, watch it, break it down. I would slow the game down, watch Iniesta, and then I would always ask myself, like, Dad, why is Iniesta moving here when the ball's here?
Yeah.
And then 5 seconds later, he's got the ball in space.
Yeah.
And I think that really got me obsessed. And yeah, it's just a matter of watching, connecting the dots.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would pause the game and try and predict what would happen next. Watch it. If it didn't happen,
Then
I would
understand
ask
why.
myself why, go back. And I think I just got obsessed. And then before I knew it, 2-3 hours have passed from me just analysing a 10-second moment of play.
Yeah.
And I think from there, things just happened where now that I watch the game, I can see, okay, why is this? Okay, this player hasn't moved there because of this reason. Oh, he should have though. Blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
that's how it happened.
Okay.
That is the definition of when your coaches, when you were younger, used to tell you, go and watch football.
Literally, just go watch football.
They were hoping that everyone would go and analyse it and get that love for it. But yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but the
that
problem
is-
with that was they never told you what to look for.
No,
Or
no, I
never
agree.
asked you next week.
Yes.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
And also, don't watch the ball.
Yeah.
Don't watch the
game.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a right back,
Yeah.
when the ball's somewhere else, just watch the
what
right
he's
back.
doing.
Yeah.
100%.
That's a big thing. When they say go watch football, they should say just watch the player in your position who's a pro.
Yeah.
And also a player that's similar to the way you play.
Yes.
And then just learn and adapt from that.
Yeah. Do you remember Player Cam? When Sky Sports used to
I
do
missed
Player
that,
Cam?
you know.
Jesus
Now there's
Christ.
tactical cam. So there's a bird's eye view camera where I just find it online. So I just put tactical cam, full match,
Yeah.
whoever. And then there's a camera that shows the full pitch.
The one on the wire that you see sometimes
Yeah.
going up and down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that one is very good because it doesn't move. And you
Okay.
can literally see the team. If it's a 4-4-2, you can
See the shape shifting and shuffling.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That one
yes.
for education is very, very good.
Okay.
And yeah, if people want that extra mile, it's just like you got to research, find the website,
Okay.
download it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now as we record. What?
Hey.
Tactical cam, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's, let's say, Arsenal versus Leeds, which happened, you can actually find a tactical cam and just watch it. And that's where you can, anyone who doesn't know football, that's where you can actually understand, oh, wait, so it's a 4-4-2,
Yeah.
but when they have the ball, it's shifted into a back three.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So this is what happened.
Yeah.
Whereas from the side angle, sometimes if you just don't know football, it's just like, you're just watching, you're like, why is he there? He's not a left back.
Yeah.
But what's he doing there?
Yeah.
Sort of
And I
thing.
think what helped me understand the game a lot more is when I started going to live matches every week.
Because that's your tactical cam, you're just watching it live.
Exactly. So now you're saying that because, for a long time, Arsenal was at Highbury, couldn't get tickets, used to get around again. And when me and my brother were fortunate enough to get season tickets, it's different. You're now going every week. And I'm seeing some players, for basically most of my life, I only ever saw people play football on TV, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now I'm seeing the players that I thought were amazing, even players that I never really rated or thought about. I'm seeing them everywhere and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
that guy's serious. So then you just start seeing that stuff. And I remember when Arsenal played Bayern Munich in Champions League one year. See when they lost the ball, yeah? You know when you were playing computer games and you'd press the combinations for the team to be defensive and the team would just start moving shit. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every time. It was just like he pressed a button on the side.
It's like a robot, yeah.
And the team just went. It was like I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Every time for
Yeah.
90 minutes, I was thinking, just being in the right place at the right time must be tiring playing for this guy.
Yeah.
Because obviously before that, I heard all the narrative from people like Henri and that says, if you're not in the right place, you might well get subbed.
Yeah.
If there's a certain phase of the game, you're not where you should be, he might sub you.
Yeah.
So to your point about tactical cab, yeah, that's when going to watch the game every week did help me a lot with understanding what some people are trying to do, some of the tactical battles, etc.
And just you just see the shape.
Yeah.
And when
massively.
someone's out of position, it's so obvious. And then you know that if you're a coach, you know how to coach it with your team.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a coach and you have a team that you're working with, it honestly changes the way you see football. And if you're a fan, yeah, you can watch it and that's the way you learn and if you enjoy it. But from an application point of view, it's just changed the way I coach and see the game.
And at a high level, because I feel like from when I hear managers or coaches talk, there's almost like two schools of thought almost, right? And let me know if you think there's more than this, but there's almost the guys where it's a system. If you put Bob, Mary, or Jim on the pitch, this is the system. Do your basics correctly,
Regardless of who's
and
there.
I'll get the same outcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as your first touch is correct, you receive the ball correctly, I'll get the same outcome. Almost like a Conte,
Yeah.
right? He didn't care if who you were, your superstar, whatever. Oh, you're actually young. Okay, cool. I don't care how old you are. You can run. You can do this, and you'll do what I want 8 times, 9 times out of 10. You can play. Victor Moses, Chelsea, whatever. Then you've got other managers who, like Tuchel, used to talk about, well, I just give them the tools, and then they need to find a solution in the moment.
Ancelotti said something similar.
Yeah. So if you don't have a certain, in my mind, looking for outside in, that says to me, if you don't have a certain caliber of player, you're going to be in problems. That can only work at a certain level. Is that a fair kind of slice of kind of the two ways of doing it? I know there's probably nuances between, but at a high level.
I would say, yeah, but a lot of it is player dependent because it's all well and good saying, okay, with my system, if a player is here and they can do the basics, this system will work. But also, that depends on how the opposition have set up.
Of course, yeah.
So are you playing against a back 5, a back 4, a back 3? Because those require different types of solutions. So it all just goes down to the player's decision making in that given moment and how they deal with those certain situations. You can guide them. You can say like, look, if you're against the back 3, do this. If you're against the back 4, do this. But in a game, things happen unpredictable. You could find a player against 2 players. So what are they going to do? A lot of it is player dependent.
Yes.
I think personally with me is have the system set up so you don't get exposed on counter-attacks. And you don't get exposed defensively. But if you can really lock the game up so then your attacking players can actually have that unpredictability and creativity, because that's where the opposition cannot. The opposition will look at that and be like, wait, how do we stop him? He's just gone left, now he's gone right. So you've got to give the players a bit of freedom, but also it's down to the manager, the coach of the system to make sure if that freedom aspect goes wrong, okay, we don't get exposed, we don't get punished for it. So that's how I see it,
Fair. Because I was thinking, you hear someone like Pep says, no, I need the best players. To do what I want to do, he doesn't mean the biggest names, just the best players. Because someone tried to throw that in my press conference. Like, what do you say about people who say, you can only do what you do with the best players? He's like, yeah, obviously.
I'm the best manager.
Yeah. Like, you win the Champions League without the best players? Yeah. But then you have someone like Conte, his early example I can think of, he's like...
Mourinho did it with Porto.
Yeah. He goes to a club and he specifically say, I don't care about all that. Just get me a player with these attributes and I'll work it. I don't care what his name is. I don't care who he is. He plays this position. He's got a good level of conditioning. Blah 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 blah. And he's known for kind of saying that. So I do wonder, what the difference is almost. I guess Conte believes that his system works if you have the... Obviously, he's expecting a certain level of IQ because we're playing the top level of the game. Whereas Pep's like, no, I need the sharpest knives. I need the best tools. And then we can go... And, well, you could argue Pep's won everything and Conte hasn't, right? But
and also the other perspective is it's down to the manager's personality as well. So if you look at Carlo Ancelotti, he's quite laid back, quite relaxed. Let the players solve the problems, get the win, raise the eyebrow, right? And that's it. Whereas other managers like Pep, like Arteta, who are so hands-on, that's their personality. They're like, I'm the leader, so these are my soldiers. We're going to war, so like listen to me, but also the tools are there if you need to find a solution yourself. So I think a lot of it is dependent on the actual personality as well.
No, you're right. And we see that on the sideline.
Ancelotti just stands there.
Yeah. Arteta's completing his rings on the sideline. Mate. Up and down, doing 10,000 steps. It's crazy. So I guess for you, like you say, you kind of... it's not just about social media, right? Obviously, you got those videos and you're putting that insight out, etc. But you do manage a team, you do coach. I guess where are you looking to take this? What does life look like for you in 5 years professionally?
I would say as high
I gave you a genie.
as high as the level that I can get to, really.
So you have aspirations of going into coaching professionally?
As high as possible, yeah.
Okay.
Because
good.
Because it's sometimes deep down that actually there is something here for you, and I actually see it. So it's a matter of me doing what I can do right now. Things obviously as they do in life fall into place, and then let's see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that? So in my head again, as a fan, you do your coaching badges, you coach some teams, you do well, but actually, is the whole analysis side a way to get in the game now as a coach?
100%. As an analyst, but the thing with analysis is I enjoy it when I do it for my teams.
For a reason.
But the point is, the end goal is not to be an analyst. It's to be a manager, it's to be a head coach.
Data.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's good that I can do that side and manage and coach.
Course,
so, of course, I'm happy with it. But it's like, as a leader, as a manager, you know, when you're doing analysis, I'm sitting there sometimes thinking, this is good, but in the long run, this isn't me. Because it's there are other analysts that say, no, this is my job. I can't talk to a group of 15 guys and tell them like,
because they haven't got that skill.
Yeah, or they're not brave enough, which is fine. People are different, but with me, I know that I would have the bravery. I'd have the leadership to lead a team. If we lose, we lose. Okay, cool. And there are guys that don't want to deal with that stress and pressure. Oh, we lost 2 games in a row. Like I'm in the spotlight. But I sort of love the thrill of winning, losing, seeing what's gone wrong. Because football is my thing. I love
fixing the problem, etc.
When you love what you do, it's like, who cares about the little hiccups here and there?
No, it's true. It's true. So, like you say, you've been doing this for a few years now. What would you say are some of the tactical trends you've seen over the last 4 or 5 years? I can think of one that pops to mind immediately, but let's see what you say.
I would say the game's become more athletic, more physical, more direct.
Okay.
If you look at teams like Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Fulham last season especially, the reason why they were getting so much joy, and Crystal Palace, was because they were being a bit more direct.
Okay.
Football's sort of gone in a circle where it became very possession based around 2018, 2020, where the goalkeeper was stepping out and playing. But now you can see there's more long balls being played, there's more second balls, there's more athleticism. So I think football went from very tactical, where Barcelona started it, and then it just continued throughout 2010 to 2020. And now slowly we're seeing a shift where it's going back to how it was before. The return of maybe the 4-4-2, traditional wingers, 2 strikers. So yeah, I would say it's interesting to watch. Every time I watch it and I see something new, I actually dive into it a bit more. So,
yeah. Okay. What I was gonna say is almost that the whole playing out from the back thing, right?
Yeah.
Which seemed to be something reserved for the teams with the better players. But again, as the years goes on, we've now got people coaching teams who were on the coaching teams of those people, right?
Yeah.
People that worked with Pep, Mikel, Arteta,
Maresca,
Maresca, etc., Iraola, all these people. So then now you hear the old guard saying, "Oh, you play for this team. Why are you trying to play out from the back?" Like certain parts of the game are only reserved for Man City or Liverpool. So that's definitely one thing that I think has almost filtered down through, where everyone accepts that, yes, statistically, you have a better chance of doing stuff if you just play from the back rather than launching it up front and seeing how it goes. Seeing if your big man was a header.
Exactly, and De Zerbi said it himself. Obviously, we saw how Brighton played with De Zerbi, and right now with Marseille, it's you can tell De Zerbi is scripting everything, and it's so interesting to watch. But De Zerbi said in an interview, he said, "I did not become a coach to kick the ball long and gamble on second balls, because anyone can do that."
Yeah.
And when I listened to that, that really stuck with me, because I was like, yeah, that's so true. Anyway, if telling someone to go long, gamble on the second ball, you might win it, you might not. That doesn't require skill. He's like, that's laziness if the manager says just kick it. So he's very purposeful in how he does things, and 100% playing out from the back is, if there's a purpose, if you can set the team up in the right way, then there is success behind it.
Yeah. And looking ahead now, so you feel like the game is getting more athletic, more physical, almost going back to a 4-4-2.
High pressing as well.
Yeah, but a sophisticated 4-4-2, right? So it's a 4-4-2 where we do play from the back. Centre backs are high and wide, etc. What are some of the trends I imagine that you're like, hold on, that looks new, that maybe some maverick somewhere is doing that is now, we'll be talking about in 2 or 3 years' time, if there is anything. So I can look out for it next week.
I saw a video of Hull City.
Yeah.
Their centre-backs were like swapping positions, which was very interesting.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So they were playing out from the back. So the goalkeeper would play it to the left centre-back. The centre-back would run inside with the ball, play it backwards to the keeper, continue, and the other centre-back would do like a little crisscross.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then that would open
up.
up space because opposition would follow.
Yeah.
Then the left back, right back would drop.
Yes.
And then the keeper could either play the full back or just play back to that centre-back.
Yeah.
So they used... So it's about using as little amount of players as possible in build up.
Yeah.
So everyone else was
So you're not sucking people back in
No.
to do that.
You're keeping them
using
high.
the same 4 players,
and that's it.
but then you're compressing the space.
And you just with those 4, you just like different shapes,
Just pulling them around.
just to find a pass,
Changing the
just to
picture.
find a pass
Yeah.
and then out.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is risk to that
Of
if you
course,
lose the ball.
Yeah.
But I saw Hull City do it, and it looked really good.
Yeah.
Like, to the eye, it's like you see the centre back play it, continue, and then that's one is receiving the ball because he's not being tracked, and then he's just playing forward, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that could be something in the future we could see at the Premier League, in the Champions League.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
sports
interesting.
itself is a copycat. There is a copycat mentality in most of
Yeah, of
sport.
course. Yeah,
Because if it's working,
copy it.
we're going to adapt it.
With
You know.
better technical players than Hull City as well.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right. Yeah.
There
You
you
know
go.
what? I never saw anyone copy. Do you remember when Sheffield United were in the Prem and they did overlapping centre backs? Do you remember? The centre backs, they
The left centre back pushed up.
yeah. I've not seen anyone copy it. I mean, Ruben Diaz does
Clearly it
what he
didn't
likes.
work, did
but-
it?
Yeah, so the back 3, the left centre back
Yeah.
in a 3 would also push up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call him overlapping centre back, and he just basically caused a massive problem because on that side
There's-
you'd have
There's
the
an
left
overlap.
winger, the left
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
and then the centre back there. He's run past the
Yeah.
6 or whoever the ball carrier is. So as long as they can get the ball in there, then you've got this crazy
But
situation.
like you said, there's long outs. But then if they don't, they're now under pressure or
Well, they're
they're
relegated,
susceptible to the counter attack.
Yeah,
there you go.
they got relegated. But it was nice to see that he was
Yeah,
willing to.
Yeah.
He was-
Try something. I mean, you have to. I mean, the gap between the teams that come up and the Prem teams now is just getting wider and wider because of the money that they receive.
Yeah.
And I had something they're calling the parachute money, yo-yo money at this point.
Yeah,
now.
of course.
Yeah.
So I imagine you will have to try something. If you can't go out into the market and spend well with the money you do have, you're going to have to use this and think of ways to survive. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree. And even as a coach, I guess, again, like I said, we've got to a level, in my mind anyway, in the Premier League where the balance of people who are trying to, people hate when people say this, but I call it playing football, right? Not just a results game.
Mm-hmm.
I think is higher than it used to be, right? We've got lots of managers, even in the quote unquote smaller teams, they are trying to kick ball. You know, the Brighton manager, Irola, Emery. He's not just the top 4 that are trying to play football, right? Wolves manager, etc. So I do think that in that sense, the Premier League is a bit better to watch because there would be games. It would be Super Sunday. I'd see certain fixtures, but I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that. But now, actually, most games I'll watch
There's
because
a good level of football.
Right now,
Yeah.
back in the day, if it was, let's say, Bournemouth versus Brighton.
yeah.
But right now, you got Iraola and Herzler,
Yeah.
and that's a very interesting game, honestly.
Super.
Yeah.
Super interesting game. Super interesting game. Okay, so we're gonna now go into let's just review some of the matches, but there's gonna be some very specific aspects to talk about, especially that Spurs City game. But yeah, great to have you here and talk through some of that stuff. In terms of match reviews, we're gonna talk about West Ham's home drubbing to Chelsea, which was the first game of the weekend. City's loss at home to Spurs. Touched on earlier, Arsenal's 5-0 win at Leeds. Everton's 2-0 win at Brighton. And then we'll round up the rest of the games there. So, Mr. Potter.
Yeah.
I mean, West Ham 1, Chelsea 5.
I feel bad for Bowen. in that
Yeah,
team.
same. So do I. But he's almost taken on the Nolan role now, isn't he? He's like their new Mark Nolan.
Listen,
Mark
Danny
Noble,
Dyer's
Mark
not
Noble.
letting him go anywhere, so he's stuffed.
Yeah. Can't go home and tell the father-in-law he's leaving the beloved club, right?
I agree with you. I think it's a dire situation. Excuse the pun. At West Ham at the moment, their midfield is lacking seriously. Like, don't get me wrong, Ward-Prowse, very good technical player, but he doesn't have the legs to control or dictate a central midfield. And beyond that, they just can't seem to get it right in the attacking department. They can't find a striker that's good enough to lead the line. And Potter himself, he hasn't looked good since leaving Brighton. And, for me, we know that Brighton is set up well. It's set up, it's self-sufficient, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any manager can come in. It's not plug and play. You still have to bring your own, your own understanding, your own game plan. But the way they're set up, they can go out into the market and find gems.
Yes.
And find good players and build a team. They have a department that's good at building a team. It's just, so for me, I don't think we got to see Potter actually do something really well. And by that I mean, like at Chelsea, that was just a mess. That was excuse the pun, a show, right?
Yeah.
At West Ham, again, it's another show. So I don't want to be too hard on him and say he's not good enough, but I just don't think this is his level. I've said all that to just say I just don't think this is his level.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I think you have to look at the whole picture. Have they recruited at a level that allows him to compete?
Exactly.
So from a recruitment point of view, you have to say no, right? They brought in Callum Wilson, who, yes, he double figures regularly in the Premiership, but his injury record is
over the hill, man.
He's 33 now. And you look at the teams they're competing with and look at who they're signing and what they're doing. You're not giving him enough, right? However, you watch the game, you look at some of the setup, you look at some of the defending.
It's just the basics.
Yeah.
How many corners did they concede?
Oh.
And it's just, this is where, yes, you can look at the manager, but also players.
Yeah.
Basics, head the ball, kick the ball.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with Tottenham. Man City's defence. Tottenham playing long balls and Stones and Diaz just letting the ball bounce. That's in Sunday League. You tell your centre backs.
Don't let the ball bounce.
Under 12.
Attack the ball.
First contact. Bang.
Yeah.
Attack the ball.
So if that's not happening, it's like, okay, yes, it's Graham Potter, but also let's just look at the players. Manager can only do a certain amount.
I agree. Yeah,
Basics. Guys are defending back post, not looking over their shoulder.
Yeah, was it Wan-Bissaka?
Wan-Bissaka, of course, snoozing.
And then he's looking surprised.
But that's not even the first time I've seen that he's been pulled up for that.
This is so basic.
Yeah.
All of us, if we're playing right back, at least if physically we can't get, we at least say, actually do that.
Yeah. What shocks me about that clip though is he stepped up, and then forget the player behind him, but he stepped up, and the rest of his defense is still there. So that should tell you, as someone that's played right back, that should tell you. If I step up and I go and I look and I see my defense is not stepping, or I need to step back in line, forget the person behind me. Just get back in line first and foremost, and then all right, have a check. But it's not even that. He didn't get in line. He didn't look over his shoulder. He just went to sleep and got caught out for that. So,
but my thing is with this though is, we say all this, another manager will come in next week, and then they'll start keeping clean sheets and all of this stuff. So this is why, yes, he hasn't had the players, but there are managers that will come in there and they will work with what they've got. I'm not saying they're going to go win the Prem, but they won't concede goals like that. So that's where, for me, to your point, Potter built himself a certain reputation at Brighton. But I think with this job now, he's not back to zero, but it might be championship jobs after this, bro. It could possibly, or newly promoted teams. It's crazy.
But once again, it's 100%, and it's also, if a manager, let's say, can't work with the tools he's got because he wants his tools, fair play. That's what's special about football. It's like an artist when they're painting. Some of them can do calligraphy only. Some of them can do sculpture, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, some managers say, you know what, stick me anywhere, I'm going to get a result. But some of them are like, my ideas need a certain profile. This is where, do you take the job? You should say no then.
No,
right? It's a very interesting...
they said to him, you're going to have 100 million to spend.
False promise.
And it's not materialised, right? Possibly. But yeah, so, Paquetá puts them ahead in 6 minutes. And I'm like, okay, maybe you guys woke up last week. They're looking okay. But I was wrong. Then Chelsea really hit West Ham, 3 goals in just under 20 minutes from Pedro, Neto and Enzo Fernandez. And they were just a shambles for all 3 goals, as we discussed. Then Caicedo scores just after half-time. And Chalobah scores again, 58th minute. He makes some changes. Potter makes some changes, and then they come alive, which then says to me, well, did you pick the right team in the first place? Right? Which is easy to say in hindsight, but even Kyle Walker-Peters, I didn't even know. I missed that transfer.
Oh, yeah.
I totally missed that transfer.
I caught that.
Already, he looked a bit more solid. We've always known that Wan-Bissaka's execution going forward is not of the highest quality. Walker-Peters was able to do a bit more with the ball, etc. So there was a little period where, if I'm Maresca, I'm going to be like, guys, what are you doing? You know, West Ham created 2 or 3 chances, decent chances, had a spot of pressure, 3 or 4 corners in a row. If you're going prayer, you must be pulling your hair out. Like, guys, you could have done this before we let in 5 goals. You could have even done this after 2-1 and really get us back in the game. So I think, whilst it's not entirely terminal, if you're the hierarchy, you're going to have this real dilemma of how soon do we act? How prevention is better than cure. Do we wait until November and we could already be drifting, or do we just press the button now?
Yeah. The thing is, who do they bring in? What, Sean Dyche?
Sean Dyche, bruv.
Mourinho.
Give Sean Dyche 18-month contract. Let him, come in and do what he does, right?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, like I said, when we done our predictions, the reason why I said I had a feeling that West Ham will be dragged in there is just because they've not their transfer activity's not been great. I'm not really a fan of Graham Potter as a manager. And I know, again, like I said, I know he's not had the best circumstances, but from what I have seen and what I do take in from him, I don't think this is his level.
Yeah. West Ham going to the Championship with that stadium and everything, it's big.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That can't happen. For London, for East London,
it's crazy.
That's a problem.
That's
an absolute problem.
But we've spent a lot of time talking about the rubbish team, or the team that didn't play so well. Chelsea. I mean,
Maresca ball.
Listen, Palmer gets injured or has a problem in the warm-up. For most teams, a player of that caliber not being available last minute is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Not Chelsea. Oh yeah, Pedro. Just you and the lap both play. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they really, really took West Ham to the sword. And actually, like I said, there were periods where against a better team, they would not have had so much joy with some of the attack, right? It wasn't. They played well, but it wasn't as if they were super, super incisive with their attacking at times, or the execution was crazy. It was more that they were doing well and West Ham was sloppy, but you get opportunities, you take them. That's what you got to do. You got to do in this league, and the depth they've got now, it's just frightening.
They're a really good team. Really, that midfield. I think myself, like everyone else, pretty much jumped the gun on Fernandes and Caicedo just because it looked so all out of place and all that. But right now,
blend, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good balance of.
It's a very.
You got Caicedo that can win the ball and can dictate and can play.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo can dictate, drop in, drop out,
Mm-hmm.
make runs in behind, mix it up. Caicedo can do that as well. So both of them together complement. And with the way Maresca likes to play, a bit of rotational football.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and then
it works very
Lavia, whenever he comes back from injury,
Yeah.
he's another one.
Yeah.
And Caicedo at times can play at right back, and then he plays inside. This is the example where we've spoken about Maresca as a manager. He loves this type of team with players that are very technical, athletic, can win the ball. Because now you can see his ideas. He's turning into a back three. Cucurella's going in, then out, and Palmer's dropping in. It's very good to watch, especially in the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
it was amazing to watch. Yeah.
And they're a nightmare to defend against, to set up against as well. And then Esteval started, again, new signing. Reece James was on the bench. Daryl Hatter was on the bench. Andre Santos, Wesley
problem.
Fofana. I'm just
none
like,
whatsoever.
right? And these are just the players that are available, you know.
Do you know, I was saying, I know I said it last time, but Esteval, what a player.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'd be here in 2-3 years. I think Spain's going to come calling.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Or Barca, yeah.
I think they're going to come calling.
No, I agree. Strong start from Chelsea after a 0-0 draw to begin the Prem, or a draw to begin the Prem. Next, City 0, Spurs 2, the fixture that shocked.
I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was absolutely
Yeah.
like I saw it was 1-0 because I was out and about. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday, so we was out and about. I checked the scoreline. I saw 1-0. I said, okay, well, that's 1-0. City, they'll do what they City do. And I saw 2-0. I said, oh my God, what is going on?
I mean, after the first 15 minutes when I was watching, I just saw the way Tottenham were playing.
Yeah.
Very aggressive, on the front foot. And then that's when you realise, wait, City don't have any solutions because they just kept going long. But with Romero Van de Ven, by the way, they're actually top as a partnership. So winning the header and then...
Yeah, no, go okay.
Yeah, and then winning the second. But like Tottenham just looked so organised, so structured. It was like Thomas Frank had been at Tottenham for 5 years. Not
Yes.
Pep.
Mate, listen, like honestly, so a couple of things. It's the care they took with their decisions, the care they took with the ball.
Yeah.
It was clear they were doing things for the right reason at the right time. Whereas last season, it just felt that everything was about
Chaos.
yeah.
Handball.
There was like two factors to it. High line to catch people off, and as we've seen with Barcelona, it has to be a very, 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 very fine-tuned precision thing.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like you say, kind of chaos, fast, kind of a very fast transitional attack. But at this level, there's lots of layers between those two, and you have to set up for that. And what we saw yesterday with Spurs, as you say, was a team that was organised at so many different levels, right?
Yeah.
The press at the front, the midfield and how they organise themselves. The role Pape Sarr was playing in attacks and in defence. What Van der Ven and Romero were doing at the back. Listen, I even saw Romero breaking up some handbags yesterday. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I remember the commenters like Romero, peacemaker.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, no, what? Thomas Frank has already come in and said, listen, this is what we're doing. And this is the player that everyone thought Romero was going to be 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And he's now finally getting there. Obviously, Van der Ven. I think the biggest thing is going to be fitness. But I think where their game is less high octane, they might see the benefits of that.
And even Spence at left back.
Yep.
Cutting on his right foot, diag out to Kudus.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And when it happens 2, 3, 4 times with Sarr making that run inside, you know that there's only one man responsible for that. It's just Frank. So
100%.
So a lot of that, and Kudus as well, that's a brilliant signing for Tottenham.
You know the irony of it as well, mate? They're playing City. That move you just described there was giving me Mahrez vibes.
Yeah.
It was old school Mahrez vibes. No matter how the ball gets out there, his first touch is going to be crisp.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. That's what Kudus was doing. It was just giving me, and Mbemo was almost doing the same against Arsenal the week before.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair play to Tottenham and Frank. Everyone talks about, obviously, the Eze situation. They didn't sign this person. They haven't signed that person. Not being funny. To our point about you haven't been given the tools or not, he's come there. And within 2 games, we've already seen a remarkable difference between what they were doing last season with largely the same players. Paulinho is a loan signing, which I think is a great loan signing. But apart from that, they were all the players that were there last year. Pedro Porro, Spence, Van der Ven, Romero.
To be fair, I thought they had a good squad anyway.
Yeah.
I think Son was a bit of a handicap.
Yeah, I agree.
You know that when they get to that situation where a player's so big, you can't drop him. But his performances are not what you need him to be.
He starts every game, but he's subbing 59 minutes. Like clockwork.
Yeah.
So, getting rid of him, bringing Kudus in, but allowing the other players to now step up.
Yeah.
Right, we've got rid of that player who's ready, who's capable of stepping into that hole.
Brennan Johnson's there. Kulusevski.
Kulusevski's even injured.
Yeah,
Madison's injured.
Yeah.
These are kind of players I'm thinking,
When they're back,
whoa,
yeah.
what would Frank be doing with these guys? He's got Richarlison playing so well. He's keeping Solanke on the bench.
Yeah.
If you said that to me a year ago, I'd have laughed to your face. Right? So he's doing well. He's got Archie Gray there, young player, Tell. Dance, he's got a little...
the centre midfielder, Bergvall. Excellent player.
Great player. Odegaard.
Yeah.
So they've got... This is definitely one of those things. I think we said it a few times. The right manager, again, I think they need a bit more to be to go back to what they were doing, Pochettino, top 4 every year, etc. But this is a great, almost rebuttal to that thing about Potter not having the players.
Yeah.
Obviously, the players aren't the same level. Don't get me wrong, but you can go somewhere. Tottenham lost what? They lost 17 Premiership games last season or something stupid. So even me saying, they're not the same level. Actually, according to the table, they were way worse than West Ham last season.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the difference.
Quick question regarding Pep and City.
Yeah.
From a tactical perspective, or from your point of view, what do you feel like is either not working well or Pep's gone wrong? Because Man City just, for a while, they've not looked like that well-oiled machine. And it seems like Pep's ideas are just not working.
Yeah. I think against Tottenham, Rodri, Reinders, Shirky, not Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, Shirky. It just looks like a midfield that's quite disconnected. They're not on the same page.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the issues with Pep Guardiola start from the way football has changed over the past year and a half, where it's more high pressing, more aggressive, whereas before teams just sit off City, and then you have Edison stepping in, and you have someone else pushing up, so you have an extra player. Yeah. And now, because Tottenham didn't show any respect, they said, no, we're going to go man for man, force you long, we're going to win the header. Now it's like Guardiola doesn't have a solution to that. Yeah. When actually the solution is it faster players on the ball? Yeah. Because the way City and Pep's style of football is, the centre-backs should be getting the most touches, the CDM should be getting the most touches. No one should be pressing them, because that gives the attackers time to rotate, find pockets. But now that's not happening. Yeah. Because every time the centre-back gets the ball, they're getting pressed, goes to the keeper, they're getting pressed, they go long, and it's like, what's going on? So a lot of it is that aspect, the fact that football's changed so quickly, but also his players, with the intensity and aggression when it comes to pressing, they don't have it. Yeah. And many times yesterday, Tottenham at the Etihad were just finding ways through Man City's press. Yeah. Haaland's having to do 3 players' jobs.
Yeah. It was that old school one man up front, right? Wasn't it?
Marmoush is only focusing on the fullback, who was playing right wing.
I've got it here, sorry. Oscar Bob.
Oscar Bob was doing Spence, but then the centre-backs were just all Haaland. Or then Shirky would press the centre-back, then Bentacle's open. So there's a few little bits that are disconnected where you can see that they're trying to press high, but the players physically, mentally, they don't have the sharpness for it. So defensively, there's that aspect. On the ball as well, you can tell they don't have that same crisp.
I was about to say,
it's not there.
The speed wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
So to your point, I think when I saw your analysis of it, some of those tactical points I didn't pick up. But me just watching the game as a fan,
it's just not.
They're getting pressed, and I'm like, bro, hurry up.
There's no intensity.
Hurry up. Come on. And I think it boiled down to 2 things for me. To that point, you said their intensity with the ball was way lower than the intensity they were getting pressed with. Number 1.
And that doesn't work.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Number 2, it's boiled down to 3 things. Number 2, I hate that term press resistant, because that to me just says you have a level of awareness and you have the ability to receive the ball in various situations. I'm not seeing that in that team at the moment, right? And maybe that's where Rodri makes a big difference, right? So people are receiving the ball in certain situations, and the players that everyone's saying are press resistant, etc., the believers, etc., those are the situations where they relieve their team. Too many people getting caught, all that kind of stuff. And then thirdly, I think it's a quality thing. I just think they have gone a few notches down quality-wise. So look at Rico Lewis, right? Good young player, etc. But in his position, if we look at Pep's time at City, where does he rank quality-wise in that position with all the people that have come before him? Do you know what I mean? So I just think there's also a point where you haven't quite replaced quality-wise
the winning formula.
Yeah, I agree. So even someone like Marmoush, he's good, but
is he that player?
Yeah, and is he elite in everything? Is he elite in his application? Is he elite with the ball? Is he elite without the ball? One of the first things Pep used to always say about KDB is like, do you know how much that guy runs? Not his passing, not even that. He'd be like, Kevin runs and he runs and he runs and he runs. So what I see there, to your point, is that kind of real intensity with the ball, which takes a certain level of ability, and I just don't think that they've got the quality like for like. If you look at all the teams around them,
they've not replaced it. They've not replaced
bro,
well.
there's a point where City's players, you would put them in everyone else's teams.
I don't know. Sane, Mahrez, David Silva,
Yeah,
De
you
Bruyne.
put them in other teams.
Yeah.
Now, if I take Man City's starting 11 on a weekend, does Mamouche start in your team, in Liverpool's team?
No.
Reinders? Probably. But he's only played one game, really 1 or 2 games, so we'll give him a pass. Shirky?
I'll come back to that one.
Shirky's on and off as well.
He's on and off.
And these new signings, they need time, but
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So even if they need time, on that day, they're not at the level yet.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying. Oscar Bob, young player. No, yeah, I think he's really good, but he's still getting there. So,
and then the centre back, like Stones, Diaz, the basics. Honestly, Tottenham. It's like Thomas Frank. Obviously, he's a very smart manager. Did his research, but it doesn't require genius. Well, if you've done enough,
need a UEFA badge.
Yeah. Okay, these two guys can't hit the ball. Let's just kick it long, because that's how they scored the first goal. And it's the basics. If you're a centre back, first contact, and that happened once, it happened twice, 3 times, and you're like, hang on a minute, where's just the basics, right?
It's unbelievable. And then even then, is there a little bit of a selection thing here? So Bernardo Silva's sitting on the bench. Foden's on the bench. There's Doku's on the bench. He's another one. They've brought him in. Is he of the required level? I'm not sure.
But he hasn't been given a consistent run.
True.
I think he's a type of player. I think a manager puts an arm around the shoulder and says, when you get the ball, just be direct as much as you want. Don't worry, we're going to cover you.
Yeah. But I think when he first got there, he got the no, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times when he first got there, he was doing that.
But then,
and then slowly but surely, you know, when he did the turn around and then pass inside, they use that for the rotation, right?
Yeah.
And you see Arsenal do it in a slightly different way. But yeah, I had tipped them because I thought with some of the signings they've made, Nuri, obviously he got injured, so that doesn't, But he's another one. Can he step up from Wolves to this level? Can he do that?
Yeah.
I thought they'd made some really shrewd signings, but right now, a couple of games in, it's not playing out that way. But let's still see. We'll see. We'll see. And then the goalkeeper, young Trafford, I feel for him.
Yeah.
I feel for him. That pass.
Didn't they say Donnarumma's just signed?
Yeah, he's going to sign, yeah.
Yeah? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Edison's out the door. But
once again, I don't think that's the big issue.
No, it's not.
It's just a collective thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I know he's brought in the 2 new coaches, Pep Linders and Carlo Torre.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that could help things. But I just think what they need to address is the defensive aspect and the pressing.
Yep.
Because right now football's changing where a lot of teams don't show any respect. They just go man for man.
Yeah.
We're gonna press you. If you watch PSG Inter Milan Champions League final, PSG, the reason why they scored 5 goals was because every time Inter Milan got the ball,
press.
no one was breathing.
Yeah.
They showed no respect to
those guys run so much. I said it to these guys in the group. I said, you see these guys, they're not going to be able to play football by the time they're 30. All these mileage they're doing now, it is unbelievable.
I was seeing Kvaratskhelia do the right centre back, then the right back, Dembele do like 3 players, and this is what you call a team that are on it.
Yeah. And there's a couple of times I saw the way Spurs were swarming. There's one time, I think it was Papa Issa, the way he clattered Rico Lewis. Yeah, I looked. I said, "Are you gonna get up?" Because I don't know, but they've got that right. Papa Issa, he can run for days. Richarlison for days. Kudos. So yeah, that there and all these teams were doing. Remember Bournemouth? That was the same kind of thing they were doing last season. Irola had them doing last season. They were swarming. So Pep needs to figure it out, and I think this round of recruitment may prove to be good enough to qualify for the Champions League and all of that. I think it may be subpar for them, like killing the league again.
Yeah,
if you ask me, it may look that way, but hopefully, I mean, as an Arsenal fan, that's what I want. And I know it's early days, but maybe they just got 3 or 4. Apart from Reinders, he looked like he got to the grips with the league very quickly. They got 3 or 4 guys that if they don't catch up, we're going to be talking about City just waffling to 3rd again or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to Arsenal at home to Leeds. 5-0, which I think was a slightly flattering scoreline, if you ask me. Anyone who watched the first half an hour? you can have gone and had some dinner, grabbed a drink, because it was the same kind of, how can I put it? Not, I don't want to say boring, but
Frustrated.
yeah, frustrated, ineffective play that we saw against Manchester United, right? So, you know, and then a set piece, a set piece saves us again, a really good set piece. I mean, Declan Rice's deliveries are, the consistency of them is...
How frustrating is it to watch Arsenal go from playing, as some would say, beautiful football to being Stoke City?
Couldn't care less.
Interesting.
So let me be honest about this. Yeah, I want to see the game played a certain way, but when you haven't won the Premiership in, I don't even know, it must be 18 years or something.
It's
stupid
20
now. All right. Am I now gonna? If we get to the end of the season and we've won something, I'll complain, but the volume will be turned down. You know, like. So yeah, I agree. It is frustrating, and people will say, "Oh, these Arsenal fans, they're yeah, we're complaining because the football itself is not working. You know, we're giving away the ball, the passing isn't crisp, etc. So just because we score a header from the corner, these are the same Arsenal fans that would cuss Sean Dyche for coming to Emirates or Sam Allardyce, roughing people up, and then sending James Tarkowski to score from a corner. Yeah, these are the same people. So that's what we're doing now.
I mean, it's interesting as a Liverpool fan, because it's like, I always look at Arsenal like a second team, because I always admired the way they played football. From, like, I always say Dennis Bergkamp was one of my favourite players, and watching the way when Wenger come in and that kind of total football and the way they changed the game and
he did
and then just
watching
players,
right, but the Vieiras and all of that,
and then watching the football grow over the years, and then, you know, Fabregas coming in and being that controller, and the way they played beautiful football, the one touch, even that one touch goal where Giroud with the scorpion flick as well. It's just like,
we didn't win anything there.
Yeah, but that's your identity, right?
That's your identity, and then to see you transform into, as of lately, into, for want of a better term, Stoke City. It's frustrating for me as someone who just watches football. Me too. And
no, but wait,
I understand what you're saying. I understand. No, hold on. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying in terms of you're not winning anything, but this football's also not yielding results either.
No, I agree. So I guess it's our identity, but for me, especially, I grew up. I'm old enough to have seen us finish 12th them time. You know, back then, and then Wenger come and we start doing stuff. Don't get me wrong, but for me, the identity needs to be winning, right? And then you earn the identity by how you won. Do you know what I mean? No one would care about Pep's Barcelona if that way of playing football wasn't so devastatingly effective. Do you understand what I'm saying? If he wasn't winning trebles, if he wasn't beating teams up 5-1, if he wasn't beating that dominant Man United team off the park in the Champions League final, no one would have cared, right? So I don't want to go back to the free-flowing football for the sake of it, but what I'm seeing now is like listening to Kiss FM on a Thursday. I know exactly what tunes are going to play. I know exactly when Odegaard's going to turn. I know exactly when he's going to pass the ball to Saka.
So that's not a good thing?
No, I agree.
Opposition.
So he needs to do...
Exactly.
He needs to do something, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, if we have one of those seasons where he doesn't quite figure it out, and more time it's brute strength, corners, etc., that gets us the win, and we end up winning something this season, bruv, you're not going to see any tears from me. You're not going to see any tears from me. But you know what will happen? First game of next season, when it's not as nice, I'm going to complain. Someone will say, yeah, but you won the league not playing like this. So it's that eternal hypocrisy. If it's up to me, the football would be better and we would win. But I actually think we won't win until the football gets better. Until it goes back to the 22-23 season.
Yes. So this is my point.
I don't think we actually can win. I don't think we can win the league like this.
But he tried that style of football with the wrong squad.
Yeah.
So if he tries it now, with like Calafiori, who's on the ball, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Eze, I'm pretty sure you would get.
It feels
somewhere.
like the logic feels like it would, but for some reason he's not.
Maybe he sees that it's working, as in you could scrape a 1-0.
Yeah.
But I strongly believe that playing like that is quite unsustainable. You're leaving it to chance.
I agree.
You was in my head. I was
played
about
against-
to say the same thing.
No, and I
It's
think you
not
guys are-
sustainable.
And I think you guys are right. We played against, a subpar Manchester United team
Yeah.
and a newly promoted Leeds team at home.
Yeah.
It's not a great barometer.
And it's difficult to tell now, but it's like.
No, but I'm saying if you play like that against Liverpool, you're not getting these results. Is my point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's
Or you might do on a one-off,
Yeah.
a little 1-0, a little 2-1, but still people look at that, be like, are you sure? Like, this is where it goes back to the manager himself. That's why Arteta, he's a Spanish manager, and I just get very frustrated because the Spanish style of football is not what we see from Arsenal.
but he did most of his learning
Set
outside of
pieces
Spain,
and
though,
corners.
remember, right?
Yeah.
He played most of his time in the UK and Rangers.
At Everton, yeah.
Like the time when he was actually a first team player, it was Everton, Rangers, and Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
PSD he played a little bit, but he wasn't the main guy.
Yeah.
So I know he's a Spanish coach, but most of his learning has been
But
done
he's
here.
learned under Pep Guardiola.
I
He's
know.
literally. But this is the point. He's realised. Wait, this formula. I'm trying to play a certain style. It's not working. Okay, I'm going to go to something more rigid, more disciplined. If we can just scrape a result, but I don't know. As a manager, it's like, how long will that go? Because
Exactly.
in a big Champions League game where you're playing against Barcelona, right? You're going to sit back. Yamal will cut in and shoot top corner. Then what's your next answer? You have to score.
Yeah.
So how are you going to do it?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's a very difficult
The
one.
only thing that gives me hope, though, is he might say, well, he'd never say this publicly, but he might say to his coaching staff, we did what we did last season with the people that we had, the injuries we had, etc. Now, with all the signings, Zubimendi, Gyökeres is here, so you've got that different dynamic up front. You've now signed Eze, etc., etc. My optimistic view is those signings will now allow him to effectively go back to the type of football we were trying to play in 22-23,
Maybe
but
gradually.
do it in a more sustainable way and not rely on the same people being at a certain level every single week.
Okay, yeah.
Because those guys, that was their problem. They were too young and too inexperienced, and some would say not elite enough to maintain that every week to get you to the title. But to get to the point where effectively you lost the title, by 2 draws, right? Whatever Man City and Liverpool did or didn't do, that says to you were pretty close, right?
Yeah.
But time waits for no one, and not in this league, not with all this money. Everyone's moved on since. Liverpool, Chelsea, everyone. So my optimistic view is, with all these signings, now he's got the diversity and depth of squad, Waneri is of age, I would argue, etc. To now, and it's unfortunate Odegaard's injured or got a knock. Okay, now, well, maybe Waneri.
Eze is there. Eze is there.
Yeah, Eze is there.
Downman's
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Dowman. Yeah.
Dowman.
What a
I
player.
mean,
What a
I
player.
don't know what they're feeding him at home, but I don't know many 15-year-olds that can go toe-to-toe pace-wise with Premier League players.
Yeah.
He's got a the way he drops the shoulder and just lures
You can
players
tell
in.
the way he moves with the ball, yeah.
It's
Again,
different
it's intense,
class, man.
like, he
Different
gets the
class.
ball, there's no hesitation. It's me and you.
Yeah.
Hey, left back, it's me and you. Straight away. Even the way he controls it, he's controlling it
Sharp,
positively.
he's sharp,
It's
yeah.
forward. He's not even looking that way. If you watch the clip again, he doesn't even look back. He's not interested. We're going. And to have that kind of lack of fear, that confidence at that age is frightening.
The question now is this, right? Where he's 15, how do you introduce him into the regular football? Because he's still developing.
really good
His
question.
body's still developing.
And he's not a Wayne Rooney.
He's
You know what I
not-
mean? Wayne Rooney
right.
was basically a man at 16.
But this is the thing, right? It's we ask these questions, but Yamal at Barcelona just went straight in and played.
Played him.
Who else? In Spain, it just happens regularly.
played,
Pedri was 16
Yeah.
when he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's like in the Premier League, every time people ask, yeah, I'm not sure about him, his age.
So for me, I don't think it's about his ability.
Yeah.
I think it's about the physical side of the game.
So you just blend him in, just 20 minutes, 15 minutes in the EFL Cup, start him.
Yeah.
You blend, but it's not like
'Cause-
if let's say there's a player who's injured and is coming back in. Okay, Dowman, you're 15, he's back, he's on the bench. No,
That's what
because-
you don't do.
Yes,
Yeah.
because if you do that, it's like it
the
works in
point?
Barcelona
Yeah.
with Yamal. It works So what's
Yeah.
the difference here? Why are we trying to act like,
Yeah.
you know, it's...
No, it's fair.
I think I'm just worried about burnout essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Because we saw Owen burn out at the 2002. Bellingham had the highest amount of minutes. I think it was like last season or the season before. Saka had a high amount of minutes.
Pedri played 75 games in a season.
There you go.
Mad.
You know, so I think it's sort of more of a selfish position as an England fan because that's the next line of talent. We don't want him burning out by the time.
Already on these lot, right?
You know,
I've said it to the guys before. I'm not wish bad on anybody, but I'm really interested to see this generation, the Pedris, all these guys, high intensity football when they're 28, 29. And see, because I don't know, man. They're putting in a lot of mileage super early. And I read this article about Raheem Sterling. They were saying that if you take a bit of a analytical view at it, people that have played, when people get to close to 450, 500 games, it's remarkable how many of them, their body just says, nah. Or their body just can't do it anymore. You know, and they're saying it's no coincidence that Raheem Sterling, the kind of decline in his performance, etc. People, they're saying he's played 500 games. The guy's, is Raheem Sterling even 30? I don't think he's 30 yet. So,
I don't think so.
Pedri, by the time he's, 25, 26?
He's 21 now.
Yeah, he would have hit those games. He would have hit, he's probably played 180 games already. He's 150
It's
games
also,
already.
to be fair, it's also lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
And it's how you look after your body, because there are players out there that put the money and the effort into looking after their body and do extend their careers, right? So,
I'm just thinking about the intensity of the game now. Like,
Yeah,
if you play
especially
for
in
Luis
these
Enrique for 10 years,
Yeah.
but you run a lot. Your hamstrings have worked. Yeah, you run a lot. So we'll see. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but it's kind of saying a little bit of Saka now. You know, Saka's already played, I think I looked at it, he's already played 250 games. He's 23, 24. Yeah. It's madness.
some of that is inflicted though. For Arteta could, you know, there's been moments where you're up and he's still got Saka running up and down the wing. Oh, get him off,
Yeah, he's
man.
23.
Get him
24 in September. And well, let me go to all of his games. Yeah, he's played 265 games already. Yeah. 265 games.
Yeah,
That's a lot. It is a lot.
Crazy.
But
That's just club
it also
games.
speaks to the way the game's changing, right? Because you know the old adage: if they're old enough, if they're good enough, they're old enough, right? So, you know, we're seeing, to your point, where the game's becoming more athletic and more physical. A lot of players, they hit a certain point and their body can't take it no more. So we are seeing younger players come.
Well, if I had international games, Saka's already played 300 professional games. Yeah. And he's 24 next month. Yeah. By the end of the season, he'll probably play, if Arsenal do well, play another 60 games, right?
That's not 360,
Yeah, so by the time he's 26, he's going to have played 500 and something games. That's mental. 25, that's mental. Yeah. So really interested. But yeah, sorry. So back to the game. Timber with a double. Again, we're showing the depth, right? Ben White's injured. Timber comes in, scores 2. First goal was a good header. That glance header. I wasn't sure if he meant it. I thought it came off his shoulder. But it was a good header into the corner. His second goal was very, very scrappy. And then sandwiched in between those was great finish from Saka. At first I thought keeper. But the speed it hit that, if you haven't seen it, gets the ball through on the right hand side from Timber and he hits a right foot shot right across the keeper into the top corner. Really good finish. And then just after that, Gyökeres scores his first goal for Arsenal. First goal at home. Defensively, this is a shocking goal to concede, in my opinion. I would be. Have you seen that video where Marino picks up the water bottles and dashes at the floor? Yeah. If I was a Leeds manager, if I was Danny Farker, that's what I'm doing. Everybody in tomorrow, 25 laps. I feel it was too easy for him. No one's really put a foot in. But from his point of view, good goal.
It's the intent as well.
Yeah, gets the ball in the channel. And the left-hand side is outside of the box. But when he put that ball, I said, yeah, this guy's not passing the ball.
Yeah.
He's had enough.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's
we need
exactly what you want from your striker, right?
Because the only other person that's kind of like that is Saka.
Yeah.
In that position there, most other people that Saka scored from, they're crossing it across
And
the
now
box.
Eze
or
as
whatever.
well. You got a front three there.
Yeah, that will shoot.
Yeah.
So it's good intent. So good goal from him. Keeper needs a slap as well, I would say, on that goal. And then he gets a penalty. Max Diamond won
Yeah.
penalty to give him 2 goals in 2 games if you want a stat pad, you know. But yeah, look, 2 games, 2 wins, 6 points. You got to keep up with the pack. But if you're actually watching the games, there's nothing to shout about as an Arsenal fan at the moment. I'll be honest. Apart from signings,
Yeah.
you know. Apart from signings, but it's still early. And then to finish off, Everton 2, Brighton 0. I didn't think I'd be talking about many Everton games this season, but 2-0 home
They
win.
needed a win
Yeah.
for the first game at the new stadium. And I diehard Liverpool fan. I hate to say this, but I'm glad they did it. Do you know what I mean? Because it was but I mean, you don't want to walk in, you don't want to christen your new stadium with a loss, right? You start as you mean to go on. And do you know what? It was interesting. I was glad to see Grealish start because I wanted to see the dynamic of having Grealish on one side and DI on the other,
Yeah.
and how that would look. And it looked exactly how it should do, right? And they both looked. It was good to see Grealish not do the get to the line and then turn back and pass, right? So he's
got the
now,
freedom now.
I'm taking on the play and I'm crossing. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the whole Grealish, Dewsbury and DI kind of
I think
that trio?
I think in big games that could actually be very deadly, right?
Yeah,
Because you can imagine they'll sit back
Yeah.
and on the break.
yeah,
So yeah, against teams that sit back, I think they can pick out a pass. But I'm looking more of the other spectrum where big games they sit back, they win the ball, bang, they're out, and that could be very dangerous for any team playing against them.
yeah,
Like if it's, let's say, Liverpool, the problems against Bournemouth were that, I mean, we saw the second goal from Semenyo.
yeah,
It was just 2 centre backs, and everyone else was further up the pitch. So it's like Gravenberch's a big miss.
Yeah.
No one's playing
Massive
in front of the
miss.
centre back.
Yeah.
So, but I'm imagining against a team like Liverpool where they were too expansive. Let's say,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw Carragher and Slot talk about it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Carragher's like, "Oh, I'm not happy with Slot." Like, who are you? This is how I like it. He's like, "I'm happy if this happens sometimes."
Yeah.
Because then
I loved it, mate.
because there
I
are also
loved it.
times this works because
Yeah.
we push up with so many players. But if it's Everton, Liverpool, and there's a gap there,
Yeah.
And to
They-
your
they'll
point
get
earlier,
punished.
right?
Yeah.
About these things, the actual problem in that moment, it was bad decision making and communication between them two. Them two being on their own wasn't the actual problem. It wasn't ideal,
yeah,
but that situation could have been defended better if Konate wasn't doing the hokey
Yeah,
pokey or
that's
whatever he was
true.
doing, and also if Van Dijk, so that's the actual problem.
Yeah.
So that's probably what Slot's thinking. No, bro, this works 9 times out of 10 because the defenders do what they're supposed to do.
if there's, let's say, like Romero right now, for example,
exactly.
or Saliba, Gabriel,
Exactly. So that's a great example. What you're talking about earlier is then the individual decision making and that. It's less about system. It's
But then
more
that
about do the right thing.
and that makes the system and that makes the manager look bad. When
Yes.
actually every manager would sit there and be like, "Look, if this player did the role that he was assigned, you'd be saying, mate, well done."
Yeah, 100%.
So football's very, in
It is
hindsight,
crazy.
anyone can talk.
Well, that's the problem I think we've got. And then they don't talk and explain themselves with reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've said I'm not Jack Grealish's biggest fan. I don't think he's rubbish. I just never thought he was a £100 million elite level player. And I think the fact that he's gone to Everton he's available from City, and he's ended up at a team that is, fighting relegation essentially, right? If they finish top 10, they'll be happy this season. Is probably testament to where he is, but he'll get to play with freedom. You go back to your point of attacking, playing, and I think Ndai is a great signing for Everton. So let's see, maybe this is just what Moyes needed, so he wasn't just being a defensive and doing smash and grab every week, right? Which you can't do it's hard to survive for 38 games on that. For Brighton, again, I saw the highlights. Again, Everton were kind of lucky. Brighton had a couple of chances early on.
That Kyrie Matoma chance where he flicked it over the head and then smacked it.
When he flicked it over, I thought,
Oh
he
my
ruined it. It's a bit
God.
high. And the technique, to do that was unbelievable. And then there's execution. There's a chance the guy rolls the ball to Danny Welbeck, but he rolls it like literally half a yard.
Minter played it behind him. Yeah.
Literally half a yard behind Danny Welbeck. There's another. So there's 3 or so chances before the first Everton goal. So it wasn't like it was Everton that steamed them, etc. It's not dire straits for Brighton. Yeah.
And these are the fine margins in football.
Yeah.
So someone like Hurzeler who knows football and Brighton, the whole department know football, so they'll just look at that and be like, next time we're good.
Yeah.
You're talking to Minter about his execution. How do we make it more consistent, etc.
Whereas other football fans or people that just look at results or don't think with logic, it's like, oh, they lost. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. Because I saw that and I thought, okay, 2-0, no answer. When I saw the highlights, I said, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
This could easily have been 2-2. Easily. Yeah. They hit the post as well. So yeah, Brighton were in the game. They were in the game.
Yeah.
They weren't cast away. But yeah, as you say,
I'll tell you what, Everton's defense as well. I know Tarkowski's has his moments, like today when he passed it back, but they perform quite well as a unit.
Yeah, fair.
They do, and with Gunner kind of screening in front of them.
Yeah, and what's his name wasn't even playing today.
They do perform quite well when they're on the job.
What's Tarkowski's normal partner? Because Keane played yesterday. But what's his? I forgot his name. He just signed a new contract.
Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford. He didn't even play.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So yeah, you're right. He's got them. I mean, that's the Everton team. He's got them. Moyes' team. He's got them well drilled. Yeah. Keane's still playing. How old is he now?
I'll tell you what. One thing I like about Moyes. He does know how to build a team.
Yeah.
He does know how to work with what he's got. Right? I mean, Man United was a blip. That was a blip. That was a blip. But if you look at everywhere else, he's built teams.
Yeah, fair. And then just to round up the rest of the results, Bournemouth beat Wolves 1-0 at home. Outtro with wrong team. So Bournemouth 1-0. Who scored for Bournemouth? I did see that game actually. I skipped ahead to talk. Oh yeah, Wolves had a man sent off, Gomez. Yeah, Tavernier scored after 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Bournemouth's another team that it'll be interesting to see if they can kick on again, because they did well last season, made a lot of noise. Clive stepped up after I think drifting.
Yeah,
for a bit. They just sold a player to Brentford as well.
Outtro.
Yeah, he scored on his debut. We'll come to that in a second. So I'm really interested to see how Bournemouth do this season. They kept Semenyo, gave him that contract, which I think was vital. Evan Nilsson, they kept pretty much the same team. Brooks is back as well. So not a big fan of Tyler Adams, but it's a conversation for another day.
That's interesting. Why are you not a fan of him?
I just think, I don't know what he brings to them outside of tenacity and hard work, etc. And as we discussed earlier, I think you get to a certain point where that's just not enough.
That's the minimum.
Yeah, it's not enough. Okay. It's not enough. If you think about the direction they want to go in, the teams, the people that play in his position in those teams, he can't talk to them. Can he talk to a Belieber? He can't talk to a Belieber.
I mean, for Leeds, he was a decent player. He was a key part of their system.
No, I agree.
In that
that's
midfield
Leeds level. That's what I'm saying. Like if Bournemouth wanna, I'm not sure that's
try and get top 10, top 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's your 6. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that's the guy that holds your midfield.
I mean, this is the thing with United, right? It's like, where's their 6? Where's their controller? Because anyone can run, and you can always improve that. But so there were some parts where in the pro game at the men's level,
it's in the mind.
This should have already been coached. Yeah. You either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
You can either control the game, you can't. So then you find a team where the coach doesn't really care about you controlling. But with United, for example, the standard of United is like before they had Carrick, Fletcher, Scholes.
Exactly.
And they could all read the game.
Yeah.
Like they knew, okay, today is a game where I just need to play side to side. Okay, now I'm going to clip it. Whereas
even at special teams, certain games, John O'Shea will come in just for those games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they had that temperament. But now it's like with United, when you have Casemiro being too direct or Bruno being too direct, who's going to really allow those attacking players to play by settling the game down?
Yeah.
And this is where in football, we say the goalkeeper, is one of the most important and most difficult positions. But the number 6, if you have a good number 6,
That's why people are paying money for them.
yeah,
That's
look
why
at
people-
Rodri, look at Busquets. Like if you have a good 6,
Yeah,
a lot of your team can be sorted out.
No, 100%.
Gravenberch,
Literally.
right? Caicedo.
Like
Yeah.
the
Wait.
impact he had on our season
Yeah.
last season was massive.
Well, look, and I
Like
know
an
Rice
absolute
is not,
key point.
Rice is not a 6, but again, look at the impact he's had on Arsenal. People talked a lot about Zubimendi and what he's going to be able to do. So no, you're right. Look at what's the guy at PSG?
Vitinha.
Yeah, Vitinha. I mean, flipping hell.
Yeah.
Talk about controller. That guy's a Swiss clock.
But to be fair, I think the thing with PSG's midfield, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think they don't necessarily conform to
No, they don't.
6, 10, 8.
They all just rotate. It's
That
constant,
rotation is just, and they all can do
different.
each role, right? It
Consistently
feels
look
like
after the ball well.
if Vitinha has to drop into the 6 temporarily, João Neves and Fabian
Yeah.
Ruiz can do.
the 8, and you've
And
seen
the-
so many times Fabian Ruiz making a run in behind.
Yeah.
João Neves, like Vitinha sometimes does it. That's why with Enrique in PSG, because he had so much rotation, and Dembele was a 9 and a 10.
Yeah.
Right. Hakimi was a centre midfielder and a winger.
Yeah.
Because he had that much rotation, it was like a masterpiece.
But then interestingly, we saw Spurs gave them trouble in the Super Cup,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because again, Thomas Frank was like, yeah, that's all good and well.
No
if
respect.
you don't have time with the ball,
Yeah.
where you rotating to, right? It's just a shame the guys didn't have the defensive execution
That
to
end, that
get
last
there.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, but they'll get there. They'll get there, unfortunately. Brentford 1, Villa 0. Outtro coming from Bournemouth scored on his debut. Bit of a scrappy goal, but Brentford had to reinforce, man.
Brentford could potentially be in trouble
I
towards
agree.
the end.
I agree.
Norgard and Buemo, new manager who, obviously he was a set piece coach. But to be fair, now some people have laughed at that, and I know, like I've spoken to some people, look, set piece coach manager, but actually he must have something. So respect, fair play. Let's see if he can perform.
So my only thing was, it wasn't about him being a set piece coach or anything. It was about, is this the level and the circumstances for him to have his first Prem job? That was my thing. Even if he was a coach, he had been a first team coach. Still, I'd been like, well, you lost one of your most important players. Well, you're gonna lose both of your most attacking threats because Wissa's out the door.
Norgard is your 6. He's gone.
Exactly, right? It's your first team job, and in the Prem, it's not a great set of circumstances. So that's why I was like, they're might be in trouble, but they've recruited. Window's still got a few days to go. They might do more work, and look, they're not going to be a rubbish team overnight, but that manager and his ideas are going to be key.
Yeah,
going to be super key. Villa, well, Watkins is still their main man. He's another year older. Obviously, they seem to have PSR troubles. That gamble. Remember we talked about that. I was saying to the guys, that business case for getting Rashford and Sensio, etc., must have been Champions League. Didn't get it, and they're selling players like it's a boot sale. Ramsey's gone. They couldn't. Well, I don't know if they tried, but apparently they couldn't make Rashford permanent. Sensio's gone back. Obviously, Daniel Marlin was a perm, but he needs reinforcements and quick. And he's still carrying a lot of weight. I mean, Buendia is still there. I know he had great promise. I think going from Norwich, I think it was.
Yeah.
Had a couple of injuries, but he's not having any massive impact on the progress of that team. And then I look at his bench. He's got Buendia midfielder, Daniel Marlin forward, and then Ian Matson defender, Bogard defender, goalkeeper, youth midfielder Bradley Burrows number 83, and then someone called Evan Goysand forward. I think they paid 30 odd million for him. It's not a deep squad, at all. So I think they need to make some reinforcements. Otherwise, they're definitely not seeing Champions League this season, in my mind. And yeah, they might be changing the guard with the Bournemouths of this world when it comes to Europa Conference. I think if they don't figure it out quickly, yeah, interesting to see where Villa end up. Burnley 2, Sunderland 0. You got to beat your fellow promoted teams, man. Burnley have done that out the gate. Their second goal, was it second? No, the first goal was a really, really good goal. Really, really good worked goal. And I was interested to watch this game because obviously Sunderland have bought Xhaka, etc. But it looked like Burnley were all over them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it looked like Burnley were all over them. And they had the chances. They even had a goal disallowed as well. So Sunderland, well, interestingly, Sunderland statistically looked like they had more possession. But watching that game, it looked like Burnley were the more likely to win than to score.
I mean, nowadays with football, it's about being effective.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be possession
Yep.
for possession's sake. And that's where, if we go back to Pep Guardiola, that's where the struggle is. It's not about patience. It's actually, can you be effective?
Yeah.
20% ball possession, make it count.
Yeah,
Win
yeah.
2-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ask Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Ask Jose Mourinho. But yeah, these kind of results are going to be crucial. Win your home games, beat the teams around you or the teams that came up with you, and you give yourself a fighting chance. So Burnley have put that marker early on. Palace 1, Forest 1. Life after Eze for Crystal Palace. Pape Sarr, Ismaila Sarr, who now needs to step up, right? This is his time now. Eze's gone. It was a bit like when Zaha left, right?
Mm.
And he's going to be a source of goals now, supporting Mateta.
I think Palace will do well because they've got a strong foundation. They've got a strong.
They got
manager.
Glasner.
Yeah.
Glasner's proper.
I think Glasner is top, as in he is Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barca,
Yeah.
Man City. He's top level, as in
Yeah.
the way he sees the game, how he coaches.
Mm.
I've looked into a lot of the way he sets his teams up, and
Yep.
he is top. Just like Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we talk about the big names, but these are the big names like Maresca. Okay, Chelsea is a big club.
Yeah.
So it's like, you look at,
But he got after doing what he did with Leicester, right? It's not like
Yeah.
he walked straight in there.
yeah.
So
And with Glasner, honestly, I could see him just going to a Barca, a Real,
yeah.
and but they just continue the upward
Yeah,
trajectory
yeah.
easily.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, it's fair enough. I mean, Edward, I've forgotten about him. He's still there. Forward.
Yeah.
So there's a few people that need to step up. I mean, we just to see what they do with the money that's now coming for Eze. And then Forest, again, they've been a few signings. They kept pretty much, starting 11 was pretty much the guys that were there last season. But Omari Hutchinson did come on. McAtee came on as well. They're slowly just Douglas Luiz as well. They're building a nice little squad, I think.
Yeah.
Building a nice little squad, trying to complement. I think it's very clear that they don't want last season to be a flash in the pan, right? They want to remain and be around there. So, yeah, interesting to see what other signings they make as well. Because clearly PSR is not a thing over in Nottingham. Yeah.
But the relationship between Marinakis and the manager.
Yes,
Well,
yeah.
apparently,
So, I mean,
it's Edu.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Apparently
what
it's
are your...
Okay.
And Marinakis has taken side with Edu, which you would do. You just paid a whole lot of money to get him at Arsenal. He's running all your football clubs. And apparently there's a couple of recruitment decisions. And Edu's put his foot down.
It's a bit
And
awkward, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's your boss. In that setup,
Yeah.
Edu, in the hierarchy, is his boss, no?
I don't know. What's the setup?
So he's the global head of football. So effectively, he is director of football, but for all the clubs.
Yeah, because there's 3 clubs, isn't there? So
Yeah.
there's Olympiacos, Nottingham Forest.
And then the Brazilian club, I want to say.
Okay.
So he makes the recruitment decisions. And Marinakis has brought him there partially because of his work with the national team and what he did with Arsenal. So, with all due respect, last season was the highest, the pinnacle of your managerial career. Eddie's going to say, I've taken a team to the brink of winning the Premiership. I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. I'm doing this again. But Nuno's been a manager for some time. He's clearly a very strong-minded individual.
Yeah.
We see that. So, I don't know, man. From the outside looking in again, you could be like, go for the ride. This could be the next thing for you, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's not good. There's only one loser I see personally. He's not going to get rid of Edu, is he?
No.
Marinakis is not going to. He's not going to get rid of Edu.
No, that's the point. This is it.
There's only one
It's
loser,
not gonna happen.
and I think what's happening now is they're just waiting to figure out who his replacement is, and then they'll pull the trigger. That's my read of the situation.
I
Because if you're Eddie,
heard it could be Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I heard that as well. I heard he's
Imagine
been
that
linked
at
back to the
Nottingham.
Prem.
Another big
Hey.
personality at Nottingham.
Listen, that would be worth the Sky subscription monthly alone.
Can you
That
imagine
chairman at Mourinho,
Imagine them boardroom meetings. Jesus, that would be.
bro.
It'd be like a Mexican standoff.
I don't know, man. That would be seriously for us. That would be great. That would be great. Mourinho back in the Premiership every week with those players and that chairman. I would love it. Absolutely love it. But let's see. I mean, it's interesting when you see stuff like that. But you know, he's a head coach. He's not manager of the football club.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know? So, but he's done a great job. But in football, there's always levels. So what's the next level? You know, and Marinakis has been very clear. He wants to take. He wants to be the next team that goes back to the promised land. You know, they were a big club back in their day. Couple of Champions Leagues or European Cups as we call them. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. Yeah, maybe he's the first manager to lose his job this season, unfortunately. And the game that just finished just before we started recording, Fulham won, Manchester United won. I don't know, man. When I watch Manchester United, it's weird. So are they better than last season? I would say so already. But that was a pretty low bar last season.
Yeah.
There just seems to be a little bit more structure, a little bit more consistency in what they're trying to do. But
The point is, it's Amarim's had since November. Let's just put it that way. Whatever it is, he's had since last November.
yeah,
He's had the whole pre-season. And, okay, still we can look at the players and say, okay, player recruitment or player quality. But I just look at that team structurally. The players like Mbuemo, he's at his best on the touchline, running at the fullback. But he's playing in the 10.
yeah.
Diallo's at a wing-back position. So off the ball, he's all the way next to Euro, right centre-back. Right? So that means if United win the ball, he's got a long way to go to be in an attacking position. So yeah, it looks a bit stale. It looks a bit static. Not having Mainu in there for me, I still don't understand why.
I don't get it.
So it's like, okay, Bruno, you're captain and stuff, but if Bruno is the reason why Mainu's not playing, right now we're seeing that Mainu is needed more than Bruno.
Yeah.
So why is that change not being made?
I think there was a
It's a good question.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard something where he said he's not quite ready yet in terms of his understanding of the game or maybe the formation. But I also agree with you in the sense that maybe it might be he needs to shoehorn Bruno in.
And he's the captain.
And
they, as you say, they have a
sacrifice.
connection from previously.
Mainu under Ten Hag was unbelievable.
I agree. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, to what extent does Mainu just not understand a basic, I call it basic, but just two pivots, 2 10s. You're one of the pivots, and that's it.
Yeah.
You could be one of the 2 10s as well. I just think, it's not having a profile like Mainu means that you're relying on your attacking players, but they're all just forward.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a time and place for that, but also it can't be every single time because you're going to always lose the ball. Then it's transition. So yeah, it's a complicated one.
It is a strange one. I think one positive for them, Mason Mount now seems to have done a couple of games without injury.
Yeah.
Again, I've never really understood what position he is, what he does, but lots of people are big fans of his and they feel like when he's fit, he has a lot of value to the team. But yeah, I look at that midfield, like you say, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mount, and yeah, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I don't think it has what it needs. I don't think it's dynamic enough. I think Bruno, he restricts. It sounds weird, but I think he restricts Man United
100%.
in a few ways.
Yeah.
Because he has the ball so much, and his decision making with it, and the things he tries to force. If you're a half decent opposition, you'll pick that up and you'll read it.
And this is my point, is when you play a box midfield with 2 pivots and 2 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno are 3 of your 4 midfielders.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like Mbeumo is a winger direct.
Yeah.
Cunha, attacking midfielder, winger direct. And Cunha and Mbeumo can both play up top, by the way. So so right now the profiles, it's nowhere near a number 10 who can play in the pockets. Cunha can, and Mbeumo can't.
Yeah.
Bruno, as a centre midfielder, if we look at centre midfielders, Caicedo, Enzo, Gravenberch, McAllister, those are your midfielders.
Yeah.
Bruno is not in that category
No.
from a profile perspective. That's
Yeah.
not his style of football.
Yeah.
So straight away, 3 of your 4 for Manchester United are in that midfield
basically
4.
round pegs in square holes, essentially.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
either
It's only Mount that's kind of in the place where you're doing, and then you're not playing your striker.
exactly.
So then you almost got this. I don't want to call it false 9, but when you watch them play, that's exactly what they're trying to do. The kind of rotation piece.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like Mount is one of the 10s that actually plays with a bit of temperament, a bit of control. So ideally, I would look at, let's say, Casemiro, Mainu, Mount, and then Cunha, and then Mbeumo maybe impact. So this is where, is it an impact sub? Is it, okay, we've bought him so he has to play?
Yeah.
Because I'm just looking at what would work in this 3-4-3, and it is Mount controlling things in the final third, Mainu, build up and pushing forward. But right now it's like, it just doesn't, when you watch it, it's not bad, but it's not Man United. It's just like in between.
Well, it's not bad, but to your point, when you look at the people that are available, it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, really interested to see what he does when Sesko's on the pitch. Really, so not just coming on for 10 minutes, whatever. When he starts the game,
I'm guessing Mount will sit on the bench just because Cunha and Bruno are the signing. So when that happens, it gets even worse. Because then Cunha and Bruno, I mean, as I just said, right, now that Mount's playing, Cunha's further up the pitch and Mbeumo.
And if you are going to do that, then at least put some legs behind them.
Yeah.
Right?
And Casemiro's not the answer to that.
No, he's not. He's not.
So, at one point I saw, I can't remember which one of the centre-backs picks up the ball, but then Bruno's dropped right in between the two of them.
Yeah.
Yoro's gone that way. I think
doesn't need Bruno there.
I couldn't understand it. So I think it was Dalot at this point had been pushed on.
Yeah.
Dorgu's pushed on high. So now the 3 of them, and instead of trying to play it short or get it moving, he's looking for that long Hollywood
when it's
pass.
not ready yet. It's a good pass, but that's where a
wasn't
player
ready
with the understanding and temperament would know when to do it.
Exactly.
And Bruno is not that player.
No.
He's not. Apparently he created the most amount of chances and etc. But further up the pitch he can do that. But from deep areas, you don't need someone that will just like with wing backs pushing up.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose the ball and then they have to come back.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's
it's
very frustrating to watch because I've grown up following United, but sometimes I'm just.
If you was the gaffer, what would be your formation with the players that you have?
Who would you pick and how would you set up with this team with what's available?
So I would do 4-2-3-1. I would put Heaven left centre back. I really like Heaven.
Yeah.
I'd have De Ligt and then Yoro as the right centre back. Okay, Yoro as the right back. Yeah, Dorgu as a left back, so that's a back 4. Casemiro and Mainu as the 2.
Yeah.
Cunha, I would have Diallo off the right.
Yep.
And off the left, I would look at Mount and then Sesko up top. And then Mount can play inside, Dorgu can push up.
Yeah.
Heaven. So in possession, it comes a back 3, but when United don't have the ball, it has to be a back 4, 4-4-1-1.
Yeah.
Because you look at any successful team in modern football right now, they've always had more plays in the middle and final third when pressing.
Yeah.
United go into a flat 5 with a 4 and a 1. So then you want to press high, but you have more players.
You got 5 people at the back. Yeah.
So by the time, let's say Diallo from wing back presses, there's more space, and then there's always a ripple of there's always like a big hole in the middle. So so I think more than the formation is defensively get that right, secure it, and also have the right players. Like if you have Mainu and Mount linking up, you have Cunha linking up in the pockets, you have Sesko up top, you have Diallo who actually can play as a 10 but can go 1v1. That could be an interesting dynamic, but I don't see Bruno being dropped. I don't see Mbeumo being dropped.
Nope.
I don't see Mainu starting.
Yeah.
I don't see. So it is frustrating, but once again, we're speaking in hindsight. this could work in 2 days.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh wow, sorry.
No, but we can only go on what we've got, right? And we've had 2 games where, despite them playing well against Arsenal, and you could argue some execution. Cunha had 2 chances he should have.
Against Arsenal, I've had so many conversations with United people. It's like, did they play well?
Well, yeah, but we're comparing it to what we've been seeing for the last season, right? So compared to last season, that was the best Man United display I've seen since Amorim came in. But it's a low bar, super low bar.
And the point is,
Arsenal were rubbish.
And Arsenal scored and said, we're done.
We're done.
So if you're going to let a team have the ball, and United did not create a clear-cut chance, like a proper chance, did they? How well did they play?
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, it's very 50-50. So, and the point is, you're right. Why is the bar that low?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at that thinking, this is not pure Manchester United.
No, it's not.
Right?
It's really
We're not seeing the players really play at their absolute best. We're not seeing that system there. So yeah, it's...
So I saw a very interesting stat, right? Very interesting stat. Amorim has managed Manchester United in 28 matches against current Premier League teams.
6-7 wins.
He has overseen 4 wins.
Oh
a win percentage rate under 14.5%. 2 of those wins came in his first month in charge.
Yeah.
I haven't verified that stat myself, but even if it's 6 wins, that's still a dire statistic. Absolutely dire. That front line, so their new front line, we talked about, is £200 million of investment.
Yeah.
They got to change it soon. And I think...
Yeah, I think this 3-4-3, it won't last.
I think he's trying to do the 3-4-3 that worked with Chelsea, with Matic, Kante, Hazard, Willian and Diego Costa.
Okay.
But that was used completely differently.
Yeah.
As in, Hazard, Willian were just out-and-out wingers, playing slightly wider, playing inside. But you have Matic and Kante as your 2 CMs.
Ball winners.
So there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to recreate that, the profiles you have aren't there. So then why are you trying to recreate it?
Yeah.
As you said, round pegs, square holes, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's frustrating, especially that's the emotional bit. United's follower, but also watching it from a tactical bit. So
No, but it's hard, and that's part of watching the game, right? Even with your view, etc., you're a fan. It's emotion. It's tough. So the inevitable question is going to come soon. How much has Amorim got? How long has Amorim got? Honestly,
it depends on results.
Yeah,
1,000 depends on. So right now it's a draw and a loss. That's 1 point in 2 games. Cool. Let's see.
Yeah,
the fixtures don't get easier.
No,
they have Tottenham coming up, Man City coming up soon. So if we're looking at 5 games and less than 10 points, that's a big red flag. And then I'll just look at Oliver Glasner, please.
Do you know what? That's not a bad shout.
They won't.
You know?
Please.
They won't. That's the thing.
Not a bad shout.
That is the thing.
I don't think Palace would want to let him go, but that's not
please,
a bad shout.
Glasner. If it doesn't work, Glasner would come in and fix it straight away. That's how I see it.
I agree.
So do we think this was one job too? Like the job was too early for Amorim? Like Man United were a bit on the hype about Amorim.
Yeah, because he even said it himself. He didn't want to come so soon.
Oh wow.
He wanted to wait until the summer, but United were on this. It's now or never.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, they got Burnley next at home. I mean,
they got Grimsby Town away in the EFL Cup.
And then
let's see how that goes.
Ooh,
next Saturday, Premiership. Man United, but Burnley at home. Then City away, then Chelsea at home.
Oh, but you see Burnley at home, right? It has to be a win, but a proper win.
Yeah.
Right? And then City away, Chelsea at home. I mean, let's see, right? This is where first 5 games, there could be question marks before the September internationals break.
Exactly. And then before the internationals, Brentford away.
Yeah, that's not going to be like... That's the thing with Premier League. Every game, if you're like Man United, if you're these teams that are struggling, every game is actually a tough game.
Yeah. There's no easy games. I mean, there's no easy games ever, but to your point, every game is
exactly
right here. Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Newcastle versus Liverpool. Again, Newcastle, another team who have had a terrible transfer window.
Tragic.
And as we record on the 24th of August with 1 week left, doesn't look like it's going to get any better. The Isak standoff, since we last recorded, escalated. He released a quote-unquote statement on his Instagram, to which Newcastle responded. Basically said, everyone knows what it's going to take to leave. No one's met those conditions yet, so he's not going anywhere. He's still a player. And look, I think I said it earlier. There's only one winner here for me, and I think it's Newcastle. He's got 7 days to find a club. Otherwise, you're on the contract for 3 years. What are you going to do? Not you're going to sit around until January? Come on, man.
It's very be very detrimental to his career
100%.
if he chose to sit around and not do anything.
Yep.
100%. I don't see where he's going. And then, I look at this. I look at their squad, and got Gordon, who I believe is injured now.
Yeah.
So they got Asula, Elanga, and Park Seung-soo as forwards, recognised forwards. They've added Jacob Ramsey, good signing. Obviously, they added Elanga, but they're looking a bit thin. They are looking a bit thin. They need to add.
Yeah, but they need to sell in order to add.
Yeah, have they got those PSR constraints? That's the problem with Isak still being on the books. You've not moved them on.
Exactly.
Not moved them on. Meanwhile, Liverpool are turning up with a refreshed squad. Signing still bedding in. Is Frimpong still injured, or is he?
Yeah, he's out till after the international break.
Okay,
Bradley's not bad.
I mean,
but he's injured as well.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so
So it's looking like it's going to be Joe Gomez.
Okay.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Patched up Joe Gomez.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't be surprised if House
Yeah.
triple up, get down that side.
Could be Endo at fullback then.
Yeah, probably. I think it'll probably be
true.
that.
It's better
It'll
to.
probably be
I
that.
think it's safer to play Endo.
Yeah. Have
Yeah,
Gomez as the
probably.
backup, ready to go.
Probably.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Bernardi's had a bit of a stinker last game, first game, so he needs to wise up a bit. But I think it's safe to say Liverpool are probably favourites for this, but there will be extra spice because of everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
And even though it's super early, I think everyone who's trying to get a march on the title, you just want to get through the first 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
No losses, maximum points. At least unbeaten, right?
Yeah.
But at least unbeaten. So yeah, that's a really really good game to end the bank holiday week with. So I think that just leaves us to thank Rafa. Thanks for coming in, bros. Really insightful
Appreciate
chat.
it. Thank you for having me.
We'll try and get you back later on in the season when some of this stuff has developed, 10,
Champions League talk as well.
Yeah, exactly. 10, 15 games in. Champions League has happened. It will be great. Please, everyone check out. Well, I'll let you say, socials. Where's the best place to check you out?
Yeah, just Coach Raf on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Just anywhere, everywhere. I try my best to be on there.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
For taking the time to
Thank you.
join us.
Thank you.
It's been great. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Peace.
Peace.